Hello, and welcome to this early installment of the January book haul, where I buy books and you watch what I buy. What is that accent? I don't know. So, I'm gonna go through some books. I bought 13 books. Technically, I bought 5 of them in December, but I received them in January, so they're part of this haul. So, you got your book depository, you got your book outlet, and you got your chapters hauls, because I have impulse things. I'm impulsive and I buy things. I wasn't gonna buy anything with the book outlet boxing sale, but they extended it, so I took it as a sign that it was meant to be. And I perused through the website, and I was on the website for maybe like an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I found myself extremely picky. So I got a total of 5 books during that sale thing. First, we have Three Princes by Ramona Wheeler, which basically is an alternative historical fiction type book in which what would have happened if the Egyptian Empire just like continued on to like the today times, and let's see what happens then. Well, I saw this and was very intrigued. I hopefully will plan to get this soon because, like I said, I am very intrigued with this book. I'm finding with a lot of the books that I've bought recently, I actually do want to get to them pretty soon. During my shopping encounters, I was like, yes, but am I going to read this anytime soon? If not, then no, I'm not going to get you right now. Next, we have London Calling by Edward Bloor. This has to do with time travel, I think. I was really liking it. Suddenly, I became aware of another person in the room. I sat upright, totally alert, straining to see in the dark. That's when it happened. A boy, small, thin, dressed in mud-blonde clothes, leaned out from behind the radio and whispered, "Johnny, will you help me?" I think this is reaching back through time through radio and helping people in World War II. So, that going in my eyes soon. Next, we have Autumn Rose by Abigail Gibbs. This is the second book to the Dark Heroine series, trilogy, books, things. I don't know. I have the first one and I've read it. And vampires, I said I would only get the second book if I ever found it. So it was staring right there at me in the face. So I'm gonna read it. There's like vampire royalty and stuff like that. It was very intriguing. I called it my guilty pleasure at the time because it's very Twilight-esque, but I really enjoyed it. I read it back October 2014 and I really enjoyed it. Next we have Lock-In by John Scalzi. I really enjoyed Red Shirts, so I was like, I really need to read more John Scalzi. So this one is about a virus that causes paralysis in I think 1% of the population, in which they are like locked into their brain, which would be an absolutely nightmare for me. But there's ways for virtual reality and getting in contact with these people, and I think maybe there's something to do with like hijacking bodies and stuff like that. So I'm gonna read this relatively soon because it sounds sci-fi-ish and intriguing. Next we have Life After Life by Kate Atkinson. This is a story about a girl named Ursula Todd who was born and then she dies after drawing her first breath. But then she's born again, and then she dies, and then like the cycle continues, and she lives a little bit longer, and then she dies, or something like that. And apparently she's got like an infinite number of lives, and it might give her the power to save the world. So I found this concept very intriguing and interesting, so I picked it up. Then I went to chapters. And this is where the impulses came into, because I had no gift cards and no coupons or whatsoever. I just went in and I went, oops, did these 5 books just fall into my lap? Yeah, this happened. So the first book I picked up into my hands was The Invasion of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. This is the second book of the Queen of the Tearling trilogy, or the Tearling trilogy, or something. I forgot what the trilogy is called, but this is the second book. I really like the first, so I do want to get to the second book relatively soon. With the exception of my anticipation video, if this goes good, I will be getting the third book when it comes out, because I have my exceptions. I tell you, there's exceptions, though I could probably wait. We'll see. And then in the same like section of that part of the library, like that was the J section, I went, oh, let's see if they have Uprooted by Naomi Novik, because this has been out of stock at Chapters for a bit, like the last few times that I've been there, and this was the only copy on the shelf, so I got it, even though it was bloody expensive. Why does this need to be like $30 Canadian? Why? It's because it's hardback. This is why I don't get hardbacks, because they're bloody expensive. But I got it because I want to read it, like, relatively soon. Like, after Ripside's over, I'm gonna be reading this. Maybe other books. I want to read all the books at once, okay? Then I went and perused the tween section, aka the young adult section, and they had done a major restock since the last time I was there, because when I was there, it was Boxing Week, and so, yeah. So I got The Darkest Part of the Florist. The Florist? Darkest Part of the Florist. Because you know them florists. The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I've been wanting to get my hands on this. I was disappointed I couldn't find it the last time I was there, so I got it because it was there. Then I was like, that's it. That's 4 books. That's enough for you, Kayla. And I was walking down from the teen section, and you have to go down these stairs, and I looked over one last time, and I saw this book, and I was like, you've heard about this, you want to read this, get it. So I got Graceling by, I don't even know who it's by, Kristen Cashore. This is about things, and I know I'm gonna like it, maybe, because there are people on BookTube that like it, and I like what they like, so I took it off the shelf, and I was like, let's buy all these things. And then I perused the Book Depository. I've gotten the first 2 books from Book Depository, so I knew I was gonna get the third, and the 4th one from there. And I got Gathering Darkness by Morgan Rhodes, the 3rd book in the Fallen Kingdom series. Except I didn't do a proper job of this because, yeah, different sizes. Yay. I'm gonna have to just live with it. I was trying to get the right sizes, and I thought there were only a few millimeters off, and they didn't have like this size version in this one, so I had no choice really. Like, one's by Razorbill and the other one's by Penguin. I couldn't find the Penguin version anymore. I am going to be excited to pick this up. I've finished Rebel Spring already, but I think I'm going to wait on this for a little while just because there are so many other books I want to get to before this one. Speaking of books I want to get to, I bought 2 books of a series that I haven't really read. Like, I think I've read the first one. I can't remember if I read it, but this is back when I was a teenager. I know I read a companion novel of this series. There's 2 series that are in this world, and it's David Eddings. I got Pawn of Prophecy and Queen of Sorcery. These are book 1 and 2 of the Belgariad. This is the first series in this world. There's 2 series. There's the Belgariad and there's the Malorian, and then there are some companion novels like Balgareth the Sorcerer and Polgara the Sorceress. I've read Polgara the Sorceress, and it's actually been like big inspiration to some of the ideas I've had in my fan fictions and stuff like that. And so I really want to get to this series and just read it all, because I really enjoyed it as a teenager, and I'm putting on my adult brain. I'm going to enjoy this as an adult. Now, David Eddings has been a big inspiration to many authors like George R.R. Martin and other fantasy novels. This series has to do with like a coming of age kind of story, as it's bulleted here by Christopher Paolini, a classic coming of age epic. So this has to do with finding this magical orb, coming into power, and prophecies and things like that. So I'm actually going to pick up Pawn of Prophecy after Ribsat is done, maybe before or after I read Uprooted. I really want to get to this very, very soon. I was hemming and hawing over whether to get these covers or there was another one, but I chose these ones because of reasons. I'm gonna live with it, but I am very excited to get to them. So there you have it. There are a lot of books that I got that I am super excited to actually read, and I hopefully will not buy any more books in the near future. Fingers crossing, we'll see what happens. But I am trying to save up money to go see my sister in June. She lives in California and the Canadian dollar kind of sucks right now, so I have a lot of money to be saving up for that. And who knows, maybe a VidCon thing will happen. We'll see. I didn't even tell you that I got Illuminae by A.B. Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. What? I didn't even tell you. It's like sitting right here. It's like the biggest book that I got. Yeah, I got this book at Chapters. This was before I picked up The Darkest Part of the Forest. Yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!